Ever finish a book and just need to talk about it? Welcome to Book Labs, the show that takes a deep dive into your favorite books, usually in 10 minutes or less. Whether it's a literary masterpiece, a guilty pleasure, or a hidden gem, we break it down, explore what makes it great, and maybe even change how you see it. So grab that first cup of coffee and let's get into it. Welcome to Book Labs.
Okay, so today we're diving into a book that you all sent in and wanted us to take a closer look at It's Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erikson.
Yeah.
And, I think we all kind of feel that way sometimes, right?
Yep, definitely.
So hopefully after this deep dive, we can all understand each other a little bit better.
Exactly. And, the book really dives into these different communication styles that people have and why sometimes those differences lead to, feeling like you're surrounded by idiots.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, why can't they just understand me, right?
Right.
But it's all about recognizing those differences and seeing things from their perspective.
Absolutely. And the book kind of lays out a really simple model to help us with this. It's called the DISC model.
Yeah, the DISC model.
And it basically uses 4 colors to represent different personality types or, communication styles.
Yeah, so you have red, yellow, green, and blue.
And so red is like the dominant type, right?
Exactly. They're very direct, results-oriented.
Yeah.
You really want to get things done.
Really get to the point.
Yeah, exactly.
And then yellow is social.
The social butterflies, enthusiastic, optimistic, love to connect with people.
Okay, and then green.
Green is stable. They're all about harmony and peace.
Mm.
They're the team players.
The calm one.
Yeah, the calm and steady ones.
And then finally blue.
Blue is analytical, very detail-oriented, cautious, thinking things through carefully.
So I'm curious, when you first saw these categories, did anyone specific come to mind for you? Like, did you think, oh, yeah, that's so-and-so?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think it's natural for us to try to categorize people we know, right?
Totally. Yeah, did you feel like you fit into any of those categories easily?
I think I have a bit of a blend, honestly.
I think we all do, right?
Yeah, but I definitely lean towards the blue side, I think.
That makes sense, yeah.
What about you?
I think I might be a mix of yellow and green, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that.
But anyway, what I found really fascinating about this book is how it kind of delves into how these different personality types actually communicate, Because it's one thing to say, like, okay, this person's dominant or this person's analytical, but it's like, how does that actually play out in their communication style?
Yeah, and that's where the real misunderstandings can happen because a red's directness can come off as aggressive to someone else.
Oh, for sure.
Right. And a blue's attention to detail might seem like they're being critical.
Yeah, or nitpicky.
Exactly. And then a yellow, their enthusiasm can make them seem scattered.
Right, like they're not focused.
And then greens, their desire for harmony can sometimes come across as passive.
Yeah, like they're not really taking a stand.
Exactly. So it's about understanding these nuances.
Have you ever had a situation where you misjudged someone's intentions just based on their communication style?
Oh, all the time.
Same here.
I remember this one colleague I had who was very much a red personality, very direct, very, get it done now. And at first I found it a bit abrasive. But once I realized that that was just his style, and he didn't mean anything negative by it.
Yeah, he just wanted to get things done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then I was able to adapt my own communication style. And we actually ended up working really well together.
I think that's a really important point because the book talks a lot about this idea of adapting your communication style.
Yeah, adapting to the person you're talking to.
Right. And it's not about, changing who you are.
No, not at all.
It's just about making slight adjustments to make sure that your message is being received the way you intend it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like if you're talking to a red kite, you got to be clear and concise.
Right. Get to the point.
Whereas with a yellow, you might need to spend some time connecting with them first before jumping into business.
Right, like building that rapport.
And with a green, you need to be patient and reassuring.
Make sure they feel heard.
Exactly. And with a blue, give them all the details and the logic behind your thinking.
Yeah, because they need that information to feel comfortable.
Right. And so it's not about being fake or anything. It's just about being mindful of the other person's communication style.
Right. I think it's like speaking their language in a way.
Yeah, exactly, like a communication dialect.
But of course, it can't always be on you to adapt, right?
Right. You bring up a good point, like where's the line?
Yeah, where's the line between being adaptable and feeling like you're not being authentic to yourself?
Yeah, I think it's a balance for sure.
Right.
It's about finding that sweet spot where You're being respectful of the other person's style, but also staying true to yourself.
And I think ultimately it's about empathy, right?
Empathy.
Yeah.
Like recognizing that someone's communication style isn't meant to frustrate you.
Yeah.
It's just their natural way of communicating.
And that's why I think the title of the book is so brilliant.
Surrounded by idiots.
Yeah. It's provocative, right?
It is.
But it gets you thinking.
Yeah.
And it challenges you to move beyond that initial judgment.
Yeah, that knee-jerk reaction.
And to really try to understand the people around you.
And I think that's where the real power of this book lies. You know, it's not just about identifying these different personality types.
Right.
It's about using that knowledge to build stronger relationships and to communicate more effectively.
It's about turning those idiots into allies.
Exactly right.
Now, one thing that's important to remember is that this DISC model is just a model, right?
A simplification.
Yeah, it's a tool to help us understand these tendencies.
Yeah.
But it's not a perfect system.
We can't just go around slapping color labels on everyone.
Exactly.
Right.
People are complex and they don't always fit neatly into one category.
Right. We're all a mix of different things.
But I think it's a really helpful framework for starting to see these communication patterns.
For sure.
And for building that awareness.
So as we kind of wrap up here, I just want to recap the key takeaways from Surrounded by Idiots.
Yeah.
So first we have those 4 communication styles, red, yellow, green, and blue.
Right.
And understanding those different styles is key to understanding how miscommunication can happen.
Yeah, because what might be clear to you might not be clear to someone else.
Right.
So we need to adapt our communication.
And that's where empathy comes in.
Empathy's huge, yeah.
Like recognizing that other people are not trying to be difficult. They just communicate differently.
Right, they have their own preferences and styles.
Exactly. So as a final thought for our listeners, I want you to think about your most recent frustrating conversation.
Yeah.
And think about how understanding the other person's communication style, their color, could have maybe changed how you approached that conversation.
Could you have adapted your approach a little bit?
Exactly. Or even just recognize that, hey, they're not trying to be difficult. They just communicate differently than I do.
Right.
And I think that shift in perspective can really make a huge difference in how we interact with others.
Absolutely.
So hopefully this deep dive has given you some new tools and insights to navigate those tricky conversations.
And to maybe feel a little less surrounded by idiots.
Exactly. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody.
See you next time.
See you next time.
And that's a wrap on this week's Deep Dive. Got a book you love and want us to explore? Let us know. Your book could be next. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like if you enjoy the show, and share with your fellow book lovers. Until next time, keep reading, keep thinking, and we'll see you in the next chapter.